right, David, let's talk a little bit about St. Andrews hockey. This school has had a pretty storied hockey history over the years. First of all, what is it about this program that seems to churn out some top players?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the combination of everything being under one roof is a big differentiator for us. I think that boys come here, whether they come in grade 5 when the school starts, or come in grade 9 or grade 11, depending on their own personal situations. I think the ability to go to school, play sports besides hockey and hockey, have all the support, the dining hall, living in residence. I think having all those things in one location is a real difference maker, and so the kids are generally in a real good place and able to manage life and not be too much running around in the back of a car and doing homework and chasing things, as opposed to being here and situated. So I think with that comes them being comfortable, and then you see a lot of guys kind of reach their potential and beyond because of those things.
It's a much different atmosphere, I suppose, than playing in a traditional AAA kind of center with having the school environment as well.
Yeah, I think that all 3 coaches are teachers at the school, and with that comes a little bit of a different feel. And that's what we often say to our players before they get started playing for our varsity team, that this is going to be different. Like we see you in the dining hall, and we see you in the hallway, and we're potentially going to teach you, and so we have to take care of managing how we have those relationships with the kids, but it's a little bit more intense, and for some kids that's really a positive, and for others that turns them off from potentially playing from us, but that's okay. I think that's being a teacher coach gives us a bit of a different perspective when handling these kids on a daily basis.
And part of it, I think, as well, I mean, we look at the OJHL, we see a lot of guys who are headed to NCAA schools. This institution, if you will, does a lot to help prepare guys to not only succeed on the ice, but off the ice as well.
Yeah, I mean, we take just as much pride. I mean, Morgan Barron is a freshman at Cornell this year, was my captain last year and drafted by the Rangers. I mean, he's carrying a 3.9 GPA at Cornell, an Ivy League school. So when we see our guys go and have success in the classroom and in other aspects of school life, and included on the ice, I mean, he was one of their top freshmen this year, that gives us a lot of pride. So we want to prepare them. That's a big part of what we do. I mean, this is a preparatory school, and that means preparing students for whatever step is next, academically, athletically, socially, and to get them ready for the rest of their lives, hopefully.
As long as the hockey history has been here, this facility is only less than 5 years old. How much of a difference has it made to have a facility like this?
Yeah, having a home is important. I think we've been lucky over the years to have a real good partnership with the town of Aurora and use their facilities, and we still do to this day. But having something on your campus where the students can, get there from class or get there from their residence and feel like, they're connected to the school at the same time is huge. I think that our students, it's much more accessible for them to get out and watch games, and we just can host teams a little bit differently here. And prior to having this rink, we didn't have ice on weekends. We had one weekend a year where we could get ice, so we were traveling wherever to find a competition and play games elsewhere. So now we're able to host Shattuck St. Mary's here on a Friday, Saturday, and Culver Military Academy from Indiana, and some of the top U.S. schools here at our arena, and showcase what we do to parents, our student body, NHL and college scouts and junior A scouts, and really give them a snapshot of why this is a really good place for most 16, 17-year-olds to be playing hockey and going to school.
What kind of memories stand out for you? I mean, we got to take a look at the campus today. As you drive up that driveway and walk into that rink, what kind of memories come back for you?
Well, I think there's a lot of non-athletic memories that come back, just being with my fellow classmates and having a bunch of good times there. But athletically speaking, going down to Shattuck St. Mary's, playing in Minnesota, getting to play prep schools like that all around New England and whatnot, in Minnesota and Indiana with Culver, and then obviously winning a couple national championships, down the road at UCC or whatnot. It's always fun to participate in those big tournaments.
Yeah, there's just so many memories, so many people that I think of, some of my best friends that I know I'll be best friends with for the rest of my life, and just coming to Sac in Aurora, where I lived for 2 years, it's kind of like a second home to me here now, and it was definitely fun to drive down and see the campus and stuff, and when the season's over, I'll go down and visit to the teachers and the boys that are still there.
How did this rink come about? What was the process like to getting here? Because it's, as we know in Belleville, it's not an easy thing to get a rink built.
Yeah, I mean, luck, I guess, is what it comes down to. I think that, this school is built on the generosity of its, old boys, what we would call a graduate, former parents, current parents, and none of the buildings and things that we have are a result of anything but the generosity of those people. And so we had a parent that wanted to build us a facility, a rink specifically, something that we could use right away and something that was definitely needed. And that gift from that parent kind of spearheaded a number of other gifts coming from old boys and just the school community and the alumni base in general. And so there was no real plans to build a rink until this one individual kind of stepped up, and obviously the arena is called the LeBrere Family Arena, and the LeBrere family were the people that kind of spearheaded that and kind of got that momentum going. And once the community thought it was a possibility, then the momentum, grew pretty quickly. I think that hockey's something that the school's had since day one in 1899, and we take a lot of pride in the fact that we, what we can offer on the ice, and so with that becomes a strong alumni base to say, yeah, like we're going to jump on board and support this. So here we are 4 years later, and I think it's been a real difference maker for the program.
Carlisle holds the zone, couple nice moves towards the net, gets a shot off, rebound, scores, and Wellington ties it. Carlisle throws it on the ice, right pad save, and the rebound is cleaned up by the Dukes to tie it at 2.
Well, that's a bank pass there by Declan Carlisle. I know he was stopped obviously by Irving, but Carlisle identifies that I believe Martan is coming across and is in perfect form to make a shot there, and just puts it on net.
I'd like to talk about a couple of those alumnus, guys who played under you here and are now making an impact with the Wellington Dukes. We'll start perhaps with Mitch Martan, who's a guy that this year is leading that team, one of the top scorers in the league, and really kind of has grown from his rookie season last year. What type of player was he here, and how have you seen him develop?
Yeah, Mitch, I'm sure what you see for the Dukes is what you're going to see, or what he did for us. I mean, he's an energetic, skilled player that when he's at his best, he's kind of in the dirty areas in the corner. And I always used to say to Mitch, he had his face over the puck and kind of just being a bit of an agitator and a bit of a dissident on the ice. And he has the skill and the skating ability to kind of make some nice, skill plays when the time came. And I think his numbers this year in the OJ are a testament of that. And I think that his perseverance to break through him. He was originally committed to Boston College, and that happened while he was playing for us. And I think it didn't go so great for him as he left our program to go into junior, but he persevered and found a great home in Wellington, and is doing some great things and led the team in scoring, as you said. So,
well, I think it's a tradition. They've been around for over 100 years, and the coaching staff throughout the years has developed the players so well. David Manning there right now, who I was under, did a great job with me, and Jeff Brenna and Chris Papilia, and I think it's just the whole tradition and the work ethic that they put into the school and all the support from the students and staff. It makes it a really special place to be.